Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your October 2018 general readings. Thank you for joining us here today and welcome to any newcomers. Excuse me if I sound a little froggy during the reading. I'm at the tail end of a cold. I feel pretty good, but I've just got a little bit of residual hoarseness. So hopefully I'll still be able to speak clearly enough for you. So welcome to everybody. Thank you for those of you who continue to like, share, and follow my YouTube channel wherever I am. As most of you who follow me know, I do travel quite a bit. I'm still currently in Eastern Europe, but I am recording these at the very end of September, recording and posting them. So by the beginning of October, I will be back home in California. So I look forward to seeing all of you there for the mid-months. And thank you to all of my clients, regular and new, for continuing to keep me busy and reaching out for those personal one-on-one readings wherever I am as well. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get more info and my contact details by going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on that little About button, or you can click on the description bar of any of the videos I post. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and I can usually get back to you within the first 24 hours of your initial contact. And turnaround time is pretty quick too, anywhere between a few days upwards of a couple of weeks. Almost always within 2 weeks or so we can set up a reading for you because I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. So if you're interested, send me an email at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. You can find all that information and my Instantgo link by clicking on the little description bar or the About button on my home channel. All right, let's move right into this reading. This reading is for the air sign of Libra for October 2018. If you know your rising and moon sign, watch those as well. They can provide additional insight or sometimes resonate a little more predictively. So let's see what's in store for our lovely Librans for October 2018. Okay, Libra. We begin with the Four of Wands, followed by the Three of Cups. We have the Three of Swords, followed by the King of Swords. We have the Nine of Pentacles, followed by the Hermit, and the Chariot, followed by the Knight of Pentacles. And from the bottom of the deck, overall energy and focus, guidance is the Lovers. Interesting reading, Libra. It looks like you end September, begin October with a lovely celebratory energy because we have the Four of Wands and the Three of Cups. The Four of Wands is one of the happy home cards, but it also is a card that speaks of celebration with often with friends and family, those simple joys of being with people that you know, that we really appreciate and feel good with, friends and family, loved ones. And it often points to a celebratory event. Sometimes considered one of the marriage cards. So some of you may be attending a celebration around the end of September, beginning of October. It could be, you know, a wedding, an anniversary, a birthday, or just a family reunion, a get-together. The Four of Wands is also called the Happy Surprise card too, and it denotes an unexpected blessing or a happy surprise. And even though you know it's coming, it's still something that's going to take you off guard in an unexpected way and be a blessing as well. And it's not a card of an indeterminate future. Typically when the Four of Wands shows up, whatever this happy surprise or unexpected blessing is coming within a very short period of time. I mean, we're looking at October here, but the Four of Wands is usually within a couple of weeks. Now, it's clarified with the Three of Cups, which like the Four of Wands, the Three of Cups is actually also has a high social energy to it, sometimes called the party card. It's about being out, having a good time, particularly with people that you feel very connected with. It's a card of close friendship, sisterhood, brotherhood, kindred spirits, or your community, a community that you feel very connected to. So it looks like a lot of you are going to be ending September, beginning October. Of course, time is always a bit fluid. It resonates a little differently in general readings because there's so many of you watching. The timing might be a little before or a little after. But it looks like around the beginning of October or so, there's some lovely celebratory energy. Looks like some of you are going to be attending a function, having a good time at a function or celebrating something. And then we have some interesting energy here. We have the Three of Swords and the King of Swords. So the Three of Swords is a card that represents emotional pain or a deep sense of disappointment. It's sometimes called the heartbreak card, the heartache card. It sometimes represents breakups. Sometimes in personal relationships or romantic relationships, it can represent relationship breakups or difficulties from infidelity or cheating, because there's a triangular nature to these three swords piercing this heart. But I mean, it just because this card comes up doesn't mean it's a cheating issue, but it represents emotional pain. And it's clarified by the King of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This can represent you, or this can represent another air sign person or someone manifesting like the King of Swords, who's significant in the month of October. It looks like it's interesting because for some of you, this is just going to be you, and it looks like you're experiencing emotional pain for some reason. And it's interesting because it's right on the heels of this celebratory energy. And what I just got, and it's so specific, I feel like it's only probably for just a few people watching this video, but I feel like some of you maybe went to an event like perhaps a wedding, somebody got married, or an anniversary party, and it maybe kind of pushed a button or triggered something in you for past memories. Maybe some of you had a relationship breakup or a marriage breakup, and just attending a function like this and seeing, maybe people, uniting together, or friends and family. You may have suffered a loss of some kind, and just kind of being around people in this joyful atmosphere, while it's a positive and beautiful thing, may have made you afterwards, I feel like some of you maybe got into a bit of an emotional slump because it made you feel maybe kind of alone or kind of sad about a loss that you've had itself. For others of you, this may be unrelated to this celebratory event. It may be that something occurs for you in the first half of September that's a source of emotional pain or deep disappointment for you. But I feel like for a lot of you, somehow it's linked to this. For some of you, it can also be connected to another air sign person with whom you may be having some emotional pain or difficulty in regards to. And it looks like you kind of, around the second and third month, you maybe just kind of withdraw a bit, isolate a bit. Be careful not to do that too much. It's understandable when we're, a lot of us, when we're going through emotional pain, to withdraw and not want to spend too much time socializing around people, but don't carry that too far, because it looks like that's kind of what you do. Maybe not carrying it too far, but that you just spend time, particularly around the third week or so, maybe withdrawing, not spending so much time around people, just kind of being on your own, maybe focusing more on work. Because we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit. But for some of you, it's an energy that you don't mind, because the Nine of Pentacles, the Hermit can represent having some solitary time or withdrawing for a time to seek out, wisdom, insight, contemplate things. It usually represents a time period of perhaps being by yourself. But the crowning card for that, because that clarifies the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence, self-sufficiency, self-reliance, self-empowerment. It's a card that represents that you enjoy who you are, where you are in life, whether you're with somebody or not with somebody, male or female. And it's a card of if you're single, you're perfectly happy to be in that state, or if you're by yourself, you're perfectly happy to be in that state, particularly when it's clarified by the Hermit. So again, multiple stories here, and it's always going to resonate a little differently in general readings. It looks like even though you're on your own, or you're maybe kind of retreating on your own around the third week or so, it feels like you're okay with that. Again, it feels like for some reason there's something about this celebratory energy at the end of September, beginning of October, that maybe has triggered or touched a button off in you or something. But it's something related to a past loss, regardless of how recent or not recent it was. But it looks like you're maybe spending time alone, or just being alone and actually happy and perfectly fine with doing that. And then at or towards the end of the month, we take off with the Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles. The Chariot, a major arcana card, and I believe one of the best success cards in the tarot. It's success that comes from sheer perseverance, determination, a willingness to be ambitious and driven, to stay focused on your goals, to not allow anything to get in your way or slow you down. The caution always being make sure you don't run over anybody on your way to achieving or propelling something forward. But it's a very powerful success card, and it's clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. Now, knights usually represent offers and opportunities because they're the bringers of the tarot, and this is the speed at which situations move. And this is the Knight of Pentacles, which is earth energy. One of the slower moving knights, but still fast moving. All the knights are fast moving. So it's Pentacles is earth energy, so it's concrete areas of our life typically. The Knight of Pentacles often comes up for a practical offer or opportunity or something coming in. Sometimes represents job offers or opportunities or projects coming in, or people offering their help and assistance or presenting an opportunity to. And it looks like a really good one because it looks like you take off quite successfully at the end of the month. Let me take a look at your elemental energy here. We have 1, 2 Pentacles, 2 Swords, 1 Wands, and 1 Cups. So not a huge abundance of energy that's, you know, really heavy in one area or the other. However, your overall energy from the bottom of the deck is the Lovers, which usually represents making a significant choice that will likely affect a significant or primary relationship, perhaps a karmic relationship as well. The Lovers can often denote a very connected, passionate, karmic relationship with somebody. It doesn't always need to be romantic in nature, but it often is with the Lovers card just because it's the Lovers. But it's a card about making a significant choice. In the early tarot decks, this was actually not called the Lovers, it was called the Choice, and it showed a man standing in front of 2 women, or a woman standing in front of 2 men, the implication being that a significant choice needed to be made that was going to significantly affect the lives of everyone involved. Not to say that any of you might be choosing between one person and another person. That may be the case for some of you, and that may be where, for some of you, the source of this emotional pain may come in, having to choose between one person or another. The Lovers can also just represent needing to make a significant decision, and it could be a decision about work and career that's going to affect your primary relationship or marriage in some way as well. But it looks like the overall energy is making a significant relationship, making a significant decision that's going to affect a primary relationship if it's not about making a relationship decision specifically. And for some of you, it may be that you're making a decision that might hurt someone close to you or a primary or significant relationship about perhaps work, job, or career, especially with this Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles. You may be acting on and taking an offer or opportunity which may separate you from a loved one or significant primary relationship. And the time that you spend kind of thinking about this is, you know, thinking about kind of weighing the pros and cons. If I do take this and it's going to cause problems or cause separation, or I might have to break up with this person, you know, fill in the blank. It's going to resonate a little differently for everybody watching. But that could be the source of the pain for some of you. And the celebratory energy at the beginning could be, you know, just not specifically related to what's going on for the rest of the month. You know, I mean, if you've been invited to a function and you're kind of signed on to go, it looks like you have a good time there. But again, for some of you, it may, you know, especially if you're alone or if you've had relationship difficulties or breakups, you know, going to something like a wedding or an anniversary party, you know, may, even though you enjoy yourself there, it may kind of trigger something for you, or some other kind of family celebration. But overall, it looks like the last half of the month, the first half of the month looks like it may have some challenges with some sad moments, but but the very beginning and then the last half of the month look quite nice too. It looks like you transition out of October and into November, quite busy, quite successful, and really focused on something which may help kind of distract and heal from any emotional difficulties or challenges which you might be going through. So Libra, that pretty much wraps up your October 2018 general reading. I hope that you found it helpful. Again, if any of you are interested in a more personal reading with me, please feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be most happy to work with you and set up a reading as quickly as we can. I do readings full time, so I work pretty hard at trying to fit work with people's schedules. I do love and romance readings, of course, and under that umbrella I do compatibility charting, reconciliation, possibility spreads. I do career work and finance readings as well as investment readings, 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life and all the main areas for the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look. And I also do channeled messages from passed on loved ones. As long as there's was a good emotional connection with the passed on person. And gift readings too. We're just kind of entering the holiday season, and I always get a lot of requests and orders for personal readings as gifts for friends and family, so that's something to keep in mind as well. So Libra, I will see you all again, and you can get all this information by clicking on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage or the description bar of all the videos I post. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, and that link is also provided. So I'll see you all in a couple of weeks, Libra, for the October 2018 mid-month readings. I'll be back home in California by then, and as always, until then, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.